more and more, the notion of news and live news is changing in definition, right? We're blending together what's live and what's essentially video on demand. And it's important because IP delivered video can do this, which is essentially time shift content, whether it's by hours or even minutes. And so as we looked at kind of elections, particularly debates, which is a very video centric experience, we said, all right, what would be the ideal experience that would complement what's happening on the linear network? And we thought the real opportunity was to allow people to start from the very beginning, to start over essentially. So whenever they came into the debate, they could start either in the pre-show, at the exact debate time, or even in the post-game analysis. And that way, we could offer that in a big kind of bold, high quality way, and they could take in the experience in the way in which they want to, whether it's on a tablet or whether it was on desktop at this point. The other thing that we kind of gave considerable thought to was once you shifted that time and you are engaged with that content, you may want to adapt some sort of personalization to it. So you might want to look at certain moments and share those moments. So not only do we look very carefully at what the experience would be around time shifting, but also personalization. If there was something that happened that was very social, that had a viral nature to it, we wanted to offer, by partnering with the vendor SnappyTV, offer people the ability to easily grab that moment and share it and have that appear in Facebook news streams and across Twitter. And so that was also a really big part of kind of the execution that we aim for debates, and looking forward, what kind of tipping our hand as to where we're headed for the future of TV. For the debates, we were really thinking about what the usage might be. Concurrent usage, how many people would be at one time, and overall, how many people would tune in for the debates. And we knew that a lot of people were carrying the signal, whether it be on television or whether it be on digital. And so we just weren't sure, but we knew that we had to deliver a very high quality feed that was very reliable, and we wanted to do it in a really meaningful way on the homepage. And then once we did that, we wanted to give some of these other features that we talked about, the ability to go backwards or share clips. And so the results from the first debate were, we were elated, essentially. We were, between video on demand and live, we were approaching 5 million streams. A good chunk of that, well over 1 million, was across mobile and desktop for the live streams itself. We saw people consuming the content for extended periods of time. I mean, we would watch, people were averaging about a half hour's worth of time in our election hub. And it proved the case out that if you give them the right quality signal and you give them the ability to adjust that experience ever so slightly, one forward or backwards, that the consumption is high, whether it be on mobile or whether it just be on your desktop and your computer. And it didn't necessarily cannibalize what we saw on television. It was either another audience or an audience that wanted to use it as a companion to what they were watching on TV. So they could go to a tablet, for example, at CNN.com, and find the clip that they just saw on television and share that virally. And so we're going back and trying to identify for the next debate, which is the vice presidential debate, what were the most common clips shared, how many clips were shared, what was really the round trip, right? So it was shared to Facebook, from the news streams, where did it go from there? On Twitter, who were the influencers and what were the most influential clips, and where did they consume it, on a mobile device or on desktop, or ultimately did they come back to our destination? And we made, one of the things that was the most exciting to me is that what we wanted to do was kind of create this recirculation. So if we could get people to share clips in real time and play them back on the device where they had actually consumed it, we would also give them an easy way to drop back into the live stream. So Romney or Obama says something that's controversial, that's shared to Facebook or Twitter, someone watches it back on Facebook or Twitter, and they can easily get back and drop right into the live stream, and around we go.